Hey, Tom here, Flip Anything USA. So today I'm going to do a review on Kris Krohn. I'm not a fan. I don't like this guy, to be honest. I don't think what he offers is much good for people. And I got a number of students in my class and other people that wanted to be in my class that gave his group, $5,000 or $997. And for a bag of nonsense, was the way it was described. And so I just and then the stuff he claims to be a mentor and he claims to teach people, but I've seen firsthand, what he typically does is he goes in and he just looks at articles. He quotes little articles or news headlines that have been written. That'll play upon people's fears and concerns, and then he pretends that he's got some answers for them. It all leads to the links below, and then once you call the links below, that leads to a barrage of emails to primarily, and I've seen these firsthand, of him trying to get you to part with the equity in your home. He wants you to pull the equity out of your home and invest with him, or if you've got money tied up in an RIA or IRA or 401k, you'll get a barrage of these things. He's been associated with a number of lawsuits alleging fraud. Look, I've been involved with some lawsuits too. I've had to sue people. I've had people sue me, and I've counterclaimed and prevailed. Never has it have been about me defrauding anybody or scheming or the stuff that I've seen associated with him. And like I say, I'm not even saying he's I know he paid to settle one lawsuit. At least that's what it read on the internet. Inflating values on some real estate stuff, and more recently there's a cryptocurrency thing, some $18 million thing. Anyways, the bottom line is, for a guy that claims to know real estate, I don't see any examples to show that he does, right? Primarily what I see is a guy that trying to get emails, go to the links below, and then he follows up with hard sales. And I had a woman I just interviewed the other day. It didn't turn into being an interview. It didn't turn out that way. She came into one of my webinars, and then she started talking about Kris Krohn and go check him out on the Better Business Bureau. She pointed out a bunch of complaints and different things about him, and said that he personally was calling her. And she said that he was trying to get her to borrow money that she really couldn't afford to go borrow to invest with him. And then in the end, she said, and I don't know that this is true, but she seems sincere. He's like, well, I'm going to block you. And, and I mean, I can play that clip too. I don't know if I'll dig it out for this video, but it's real. There's 8 other people watching that were in the webinar that saw this thing. So anyways, so I'm going to watch this video. It's a short video. It's 7 minutes. And right off the bat, I watched, a little bit of it, and, it's just what really bothers me is exploiting people's fears, and then try to capitalize on them, and I think it's okay to wake people up, and people should be concerned about making money. But so I'll comment as we go along. And so look, if you just got here, please hit that subscribe button. If you want to learn about real estate and making money in real estate, I've got tons of experience in doing that. Been doing it for many, many years. And just give you an example, because I don't like people that are full of crap and don't walk the talk. But every one of these circles, or all these little blue lines you see here, every one of those are pieces of real estate that I have personally purchased, that I personally negotiated, that I've made tens of millions of dollars on, collectively. And I mean, anything in here, I've got, apartment buildings, I've got, commercial offices, big office buildings, big warehouses. I have a bunch of houses. Houses are a fine place to start. And this is the kind of experience you need. You need a mentor that buys and sells the kinds of properties and the things that you drive by every day. And so we'll get on with this video here. And like I say, it just, I don't like there's a lot I don't like about it, but let's just go ahead and watch it and see what you think.
Does anyone else just work their ass off for like the last 3 or 4 years for like a college degree, and now you have a job that you hate and you still can't afford life and you're still fucking miserable and you can't pay any of your bills and you can't live in the house that you imagine, and you just feel lied to because you thought that if you just went to college and got a degree you'd be able to afford a house and like things that make you happy, but yet you're still barely can afford groceries or clothes or literally anything that makes you happy at all, and you had to spend the whole entire weekend in your bed because you literally don't have any money to go do anything other, like if you buy food you just can't have an entertainment budget. So I'm just wondering if anyone else is dealing with something like this or if it's just me, because this ain't it.
So, so there you go. And I don't know if this little girl's an actress. She seemed quite sincere. She probably isn't. Probably is somebody that they found on TikTok that, is really feeling at a loss and disgusted and upset with the way things are. And now Kris is going to dive in on this. And so I hate the fear and but I hate exploiting these, this is a genuine person that is genuinely upset. And look, I've got 2 girls. I have 4 kids. 2 girls. Mine just went through college, and one was a CPA or is a CPA or accountant, and went to work for a big firm. And she was kind of top of her class kind of student. So she was. There's no, she got a job right away, and she's done really well. And as a father, I sold her a home for $225,000. That's worth about $425,000. So she got a $200,000 break. Her little sister that graduated not long after her, went into the workforce as well shortly after. And I got a baby now, and now I'm a grandpa. And I just put her in a house Sunday, and I got her in a house for about $220,000 less than what she would have to pay for it. In other words, she got a great deal. She got it for half. And because, and as a dad, of course, I'm doing this because it is tough out there. It is hard to buy property. It is difficult. And, it was tough when I started too. But, I can afford to do these things for my kids, sell them a home for half of what it cost. And, and this little girl watching, she probably doesn't have that situation at home. And so I try to appeal more to you, fathers and couples that are going to buy a house. Look, I'll show you how I made my fortune, okay? I can show you how I did it. And I've got a bunch of students and I'll just go real quick here. This is how I planned on starting. This is kind of just off the cuff, but I mean this sincerely. I like people, and I don't want my legacy to be one of exploiting people's like this and taking advantage of those situations. But real quick here, this is a gentleman. He's a pastor and a veteran. Made $2 million on the last deal they did, but he made a bunch of 6-figure flips before that. Josh here, family man, almost a millionaire, flipping land now. This gentleman just sold his 3rd property. He's made $225,000 in the short time, less than a year that he's been with me. Another great family guy here. Quit his job at the church to become a full-time investor. He's made, getting close to $1 million now. Another young guy, 34 years old, him and his wife. He's got a baby coming now. Made over $1.3 million, in about 18 months. Another gentleman, not quite so young, but more my age. He's made $1.2 million or $1.4 million since he's been in my class. This gentleman here, he's got almost $5 million worth of property now, according to him. Last time I talked, about $3.5 million equity. That's all inside of about 3 or 4 years. So it's very real. Another guy here, several $100,000. When he first started, he showed me the $25,000 that he made on a trailer, and he said it was directly related to me from getting my book, which, yeah, by the way, let's get to that. I got a book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. Listen, if you're even moderately interested in real estate, get my book, read my book, watch my channel. You'll get real, honest to God, truthful experience. I'm not a flim-flam man. I'm not out here to take advantage of people or defraud people, and I would never do it. It's not what my legacy is going to be. It's not something I want to be a part of. So, but anyways, if you go to flipanythingusa.com, again, another millionaire here, and a lot of people that have just made tens of thousands or a couple $100,000, all nice chunks of money, but This is real. I'm real, okay? I have no interest in taking the equity out of your home, asking you to pay for properties, and generally this is what I see Kris doing. But let's just watch this. I may even speed him up a little bit, so because I find him agonizing to listen to, but I'll play him a little faster so we can get through it a little quicker. Let's go. Kris Krohn. Middle class is done. Middle class is done in 2024. They're done for. All right, nice. Let's watch.
Middle class is going down hard, and 2024 is going to be another major shrinking year. Why should you care? Right now, everything is on the move. AI is changing everything. The world has changed dramatically, and if you don't change with it and you get left behind, you might be moving in the direction of poverty. So finances are tight all across America right now. Everyone's complaining about inflation and the cost of things, and Wall Street Journal came out and they said that 30...
See, this is typical thing. He starts running through, the headlines from, different magazines and different news sources. It has nothing to do with what he's talking about or what he's selling. But let's watch.
6% of Americans don't even believe in the American dream anymore.
It's called the American dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.
And what that tells me is that we're moving 100% in the wrong direction. Axios came out with their survey results and that said that 60% of people are now triggered just by making a grocery run.
Oh my God, the numbers are going up so fast.
So the middle class really is shrinking.
So he counts on all these theatrics, and he'll take clips from different movies and different things like this. But again, there's nothing substantive here. There's nothing. He's not talking about actual deals. He's not talking about, he just talks circles around problems and concerns. And again, he's looking for your email. He's looking for your email to hard sell you on something completely different.
Shrinking, and let's define it. If you're watching this as a single person, based on 2020, for you to be considered middle class, you're gonna make somewhere between $30,000 and $90,000. Now, if you're married or in a relationship or you have 3 dependents, so for a family of 4, according to 2020 stats, you fall into the middle class if you make between $67,000 and $201,000. And it's just not what it used to be. So even $100,000 or $200,000 a year, yes, if you have dependents, that definitely puts you inside the middle class, which again, over the...
So it would be a nightmare? Is if you're in that group of class and you took the equity out of your home or borrowed your money or took all your savings and gave it to somebody to invest with that's going to have your money tied up for a very long time and you're going to get a very little return. And that's kind of what I generally think is what's going to happen with guys like Kris that you do this with. But buyer beware. So you got to do your due diligence. Don't just believe. You check. You check references. You look for credibility. Look people to demonstrate what they say they can do and have done. Let's keep watching.
The next decade is scheduled to shrink by another 10%. So this is very relevant to you. If you went to college, got a degree, and you have a job, you are going to lose your grip financially and you're going to move towards poverty. That's what happens if you do nothing. There has to be some reinvention of you because there are 3 economic forces reshuffling that are actually pulling you down.
Listen, what you need to do is you need to keep your overhead low and you need to try to buy anything that you buy, you should try to buy below market. I don't care if it's your car, your home, just about anything. It's the power of used. When you buy something used, it has the potential to be paid for, which means it has the potential to be sold for much less. So anyways, but stock market, all that crap, don't believe in it. The stock market, I can tell you, the only people that I know that make money in the stock market are people that invest other people's money. And they make money whether the people they invest for lose or win. In fact, there's a hedge fund guy out there that I know a little bit about, and he's been known to say to his closest associates and friends that I've made millionaires billionaires and I've made billionaires millionaires. Okay, because he doesn't lose money on the trade. Whether the money he's spending of other people's, win or lose, he wins, and that's how Kris Krohn seems to be. In fact, the last 2 people that told me something about Kris Krohn said that he's got a new thing. He used to take people, he'd just try to get people to take the money out of their home, buy a house, and then he would be your partner. And see, that's the thing. If you're going to you can have a very low return, but if you don't put any money in it and you get half the profit, that's a pretty good deal for you. And that's where Kris would fall in most of these things that I've seen described. And so if you're going to buy a property and just get an average return, wouldn't you like to have it all at a minimum? Not, split it with somebody that has no sweat in the game. So anyways, Keep watching.
Downward. We have inflation, we have layoffs, and we have labor shifts. All three of these things are hurting us in 2024, but it only stacks and gets worse in coming years because of all of the reshuffling. Take inflation and interest rates for just a moment. The current Fed rate is 5.25%, which is a significant jump from 4.33% last January. And this puts businesses that rely on credit in a very...
So let me just tell you something. When I started investing in real estate, interest rate was 10%. It was coming down from 12, 16. It was much higher before I actually got into actual investing. When I was investing, every loan that I made, if I carried a note for somebody or if I borrowed money, everything was 10%, with the exception of one loan I got for 9.25%. But every loan I had from 1981 to 1990 was 10% interest, okay? So that was double what we're paying now, and people are upset about what it is now. I'm not worried about that. That doesn't really matter. You just have to understand basic math. Let's keep watching.
Comfortable spot, with layoffs being just one of the many side effects. In fact, take a look at tech, right? Everyone's always talking about fintech. It's financial companies that have some type of software platform. These are the companies that grow and become behemoths, right? The blue chip companies. Well, did you know in 2023 that there were 262,000 tech layoffs? It means these tech giants, these tech companies, these really talented software engineers, they can't afford them. And it is happening because we're in a recession, but it's also because of AI. Like in the next couple of years.
No, I don't believe it. I'm just telling you, look, there is AI. I've benefited from it. There's things that it does, but everybody wants to use AI to panic you into a bad investment. So something I tell all my students: easy to do, hard to undo. Easy to do, hard to undo. You throw in with somebody like Kris, or without really thinking about it, you might regret it, but it'll be hard to undo. So easy to do, hard to undo. Don't forget that.
AI is coming for you and millions of other jobs, and there's so many industries right now that are being deeply impacted by this, because the truth is,
I can tell you something. I tell everybody, get a skill. AI isn't going to take. Listen, I was born into construction. AI can't take any of those skills away. You know what I mean? AI can't build a home, frame a house. There's a lot of things AI cannot do. It can take somebody like me with poor grammar, and it can spit out something grammatically correct after I punch it in. So, anyways, let's keep watching.
AI can do things that you can't. Bottom line, the world is changing faster than we would like it, and if you think you're safe, you're delusional. And so it's not if, it's a matter of when and what you should be doing in the meantime. The best way to break free of the middle class crisis is to move your money from single-digit ROI to double or triple-digit ROI.
And listen, double and triple return on investments, over what term? Over what term are you talking about, Kris? See, Kris always lacks specifics. So I'll just give you an example. I threw $300,000 out to make $100,000. I've thrown $200,000 out to make $500,000. I've thrown $200,000 out to make $2.5 million. Over a little bit, some a little bit longer terms than other. But everything that I buy is worth more the day that I buy it. In other words, if I bought a property today and I paid $100,000 or $1 million, wouldn't matter. It would be worth 30 to 40% more than I paid for it. That's just in general. Everything that I buy is worth considerably more than I pay for it. Otherwise, I don't buy it. Other people will take other people's money and they will speculate with it. They take their money, buy something, and speculate. I don't do that. If ever I've even taken a partner, a few times that I've taken a partner, same rule. When I buy something, it's worth much more than I pay for it. It just doesn't make any financial sense otherwise. You can't afford to be a speculator. You got to be very careful with your money. You got to use your money like a tool. As long as you do, you will make a lot of money. You can make money every time you utilize your money. And then if you're smart enough, you utilize it often. You'll always make the right choice.
For example, if you're doing what all middle-class people do, you got a job, you put money in a 401k, at the end of the year, you listen to your CPA to save...
He's interested in that 401k. He's interested in your 401k. I've seen some emails recently.
A little bit on taxes, you put money in an IRA, and then you have a Dave Ramsey approach to someday getting your house paid off.
You don't have enough money.
It says right here in this account, we have $401,000.
Nope. That says you have a 401k account. If you liquidate that right now, you'll have maybe $5,000.
So what happened to the other $396,000? Gotcha.
What is wrong with the two of you?
Well, I can fast forward to you're 65 years old and tell you that you're on track to have about $254,000 in your retirement accounts and maybe a half paid off house. Bottom line is that's going to last you 3 years before you run out of money. Here's what you're supposed to do. Stop 401k.
So let me just tell you, really, he's not educating you. He's just, really, this isn't an education. But let me give you an idea. I have a student, bought a property for $80,000, sold it for $880,000. I have a student that I think he put out $200,000, and he sold the property for a little over $1 million, made $800,000. I have another student, put out $200,000, made $360,000. Okay, and this is like within a year, very, very quickly. So, some even less. That's real money. Those are real deals. And I'll show you those. They're on my website. You can see a lot of those people that are on my website, flipanythingusa.com. So listen, if you just got here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Don't want you to miss out. I don't want you to miss out. I don't want your money. I don't care about your money. In fact, I'm the guy that goes after fake gurus. In fact, here, listen to this real quick. This is one of my jingles, and I'll be right back.
And listen, time is on a mission to eliminate all the snake oil and the fake gurus that fake y'all. He'll show you how to build an empire, starting with nothing but a desire. All you really need is a good mentor, not a used car bullshit. With time, you'll learn to crush it. Investing like Warren Buffett. With real estate, you cannot procrastinate. Everyone who hesitates is left at the starting gate. Hey, yo, so don't delay and join today. The mentorship and flip anything. USA, go.
So anyways, yeah, so you won't see me collaborating. A lot of the fake gurus, they collaborate. They don't have any students to testify about how much money they made under their tutelage and under their mentoring or whatever. So what they do is they rely on other fake gurus. So fake gurus, oftentimes you'll see two people that have channels and, hey, you're great, and they buddy up together because they don't really have any real testimonials. So they rely on each other to prop each other up. I don't do that. I'm just the opposite. I don't want to collaborate with somebody else. It's unnecessary. I mean, there's a handful of people. Ben Mala is one that I would. He's somebody I like and respect, and I know he came from nothing like me, and he made his money. But most of the guys out there are just full of crap. So let's keep watching.
Because it's broken. Even the inventor of the 401k said as much. IRA, it's broken because they earn single-digit money. Okay, Chris, let's just say that I'm trying to go from single-digit ROI to double-digit. What does that mean? Well, the 30-year average on a 401k and an IRA is right around 6%. And that does not compound meaningfully enough during your working life. But if you put it in...
Again, this is super basic math, but it doesn't really... All this is leading to is he's got the secret sauce. Call him, and then believe me, you'll just be barraged with him begging you to pull your money out of your bank account or get a loan against your home, so listen, it's very important you compare. I invite comparison. Kris Krohn, anytime you want to compare investments, I'd be happy to invest or take time and we get an outside person to compare our portfolios, the investments, my students. The students really, number one is students. Is people. You have students, but I've never heard a student testimonial out of anybody of your students. And I haven't, as far as the people that you've invested with, it really doesn't sound very impressive, and I haven't seen anything of substance. I've done it. In fact, when I did a thing, I looked for testimonials, Kris Krohn testimonials. You know what I found? I found Kris Krohn giving a testimonial on a guy that's basically about putting people in your, getting them in the funnel, which is something he does. This is part of his funnel. So I thought that was laughable. But we'll watch a little bit more here. And then I'm just going to tell you guys, if you want to learn how to make money in real estate, you got to shop around. You can't be, you got to look at substance, okay? And I'm telling you, this is substance right here. All these deals, real estate deals, tens of millions of dollars in profits and equity, properties that bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in income. Collectively, I have hundreds of thousands of dollars in rent that comes in every single month. I always say rent never sleeps and interest never sleeps. Rent never sleeps, interest never sleeps. Some of you dread the end of the month. I remember I used to dread the end of the month coming when the bills were due. Listen, the end of the month is when the money comes, okay? Because I'm on the receiving end of that stuff. And that's where I want you guys to be too. So let's watch a little more of this, and then I'm going to kill it. And I don't even think we need to finish this thing, but let's watch.
Into very basic elementary real estate producing at least 25%, you will make 27 times more money than your 401k. So then you got to be asking, okay, Kris,
okay, this
how do I
is what he
produce
just said.
money than your 401k? IRA is right around 6%, and that does not compound meaningfully enough during your working life. But if you put it into very basic elementary real estate producing at least 25%, you will make...
Okay, so see that? If you put your money into basic real estate that's bringing in a return of 20%, well, okay, yeah. If you put it in something that gives you a 25% return, you'll make a bunch more money. If you put it into something that gives you 100% return, you'll make a lot more money. So in other words, he's not saying he can do that for you, but this is how things kind of get juxtaposed to believe, to sound like it's something that it's not. So, and that's how I read it anyways. You read it how you want.
27 times more money than your 401k. So then you got to be asking, okay, Kris, how do I produce a 25% consistent ROI in real estate? Well, the good news is I wrote a brand new book. It's called Have It All. It shows you how to do it.
How do you do it? How do you do it? Hey, Kris, how do I do it? He didn't answer the question. He says, I have a new book. In other words, he didn't answer the question. He set up a question, and he didn't answer the question.
5% average ROI in real estate, and it even shows you how to make 100, 200, 500% in other businesses. But if you click that link and it tells you that you can put your information in for a free copy of the book, it's yours. Now let's talk about timing in 2024, because I'm not going to be averaging 25% in real estate. I think I'm going to be averaging closer to 100%. And the reason...
Now, he's going to average 100%. Well, if you don't invest, if you use other people's money, I mean, I guess you're making a pile of money because you're not using any of your own money. So anyways, let's keep listening.
The reason why is because we're missing 6.8 million homes in this country. Rates have been artificially high for the last year because of all the money we printed, and we're trying to...
The rates aren't artificially high. The rates are going up. The rates were probably artificially low from way back. But listen, people used to get 10% on their interest on their, they would call them T-bills when I was a kid. People could, you could put money in the bank and get 10% interest when I was a kid in the 70s. So anyways, I love it when I see guys that are too young to make the claims of experience that they say they have, and they don't know the history either. So let's keep watching.
To combat inflation, right now we've had 12 consecutive weeks of rate drops, and the Fed has predicted 6 rate drops through 2024. Major financial news outlets are also...
Yeah, they say they're going to be rate drops in 2024. Guess what? It's an election year. They're full of shit. They're liars. I don't think you'll see any rate drops this year at all. In fact, you just saw no drop. It didn't go up, didn't go down. It was nothing. But before that, he'd said, I anticipate the rate drops. Right, Jay Powell? But it's a political year. That could be a political favor to the administration to signal. It's, you got to remember, it's a political year. None of this stuff is, so much is bullshit.
Jumping in, and they're confirming what they believe to be a prediction of 2.5-3% overall rate drops. Now, if you look at what that's going to do, it's going to hyper-stimulate the economy. It's going to hyper-stimulate...
That's a bunch of bullshit. That's not going to happen. I'll just go on record. That is not going to happen.
All the missing real estate, and we're going to see the prices of real estate in 2024 shoot up dramatically. Zillow projects a 6.5% price hike over from last year.
If the interest rates went way down, you would see a thing, but it's not going to happen.
Which was already meaningfully high, meaning that the earlier you start, the more affordable real estate is going to be, and the more impact it's going to have on ROI. Bottom line, knowledge is power. And if you don't possess the...
Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. I will agree with that. You need to have knowledge. It goes back to, I remember the movie The Jerk. And I remember, if you remember The Jerk, Steve Martin was just, really mentally challenged guy. And his dad says, son, let me show you. This is shit. And he points to a pile of shit on the ground. And he goes, and this is shinola. It's shoe shine. And he goes, shit? Shinola. Okay, got it, Dad. And then he takes a big step forward and he steps right into the pile of shit that his dad just had pointed out to him. Some people never learn. I hope that's not you.
Knowledge to know how to enter double digit, let me show you step by step how to do it. Click the link below right now. A beautiful copy of my full color book, Have It All, will be sent to you for free. And after you just read a couple of chapters, light bulb's going to go on and you're going to be smarter than...
Yeah, Oh,
most Americans because
no, you're not going to be smarter than most Americans from that book. That I promise you. But anyways, I will, whatever. Good job, Kris, selling what you sell. Again, really nothing learned here at all. And that is pretty consistent with Kris Krohn videos. It's all lead generation. He wants your email. The book, all that stuff, it's just to get your email and then get, and then just to pound you with, solicitations. Anyways, Kris, if you ever want to collaborate, we can do that. Be happy to. Like I say, we can compare portfolios and deals. And maybe have Ryan Pineda, your buddy, who I just saw you doing something with. Maybe Ryan could sit there and he could go back and forth, and we could let him officiate, and we'll talk about real estate. Anyways, so hey, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I say, I've been doing this a very long time. My legacy is going to be one of truth and honesty and helping people, make money, and not going to be just me making a bunch of money. I've already made a lot of money. I made all the money I probably ever need to make. For sure I have. But I enjoy making money, and now I enjoy helping others make money. It's very, very wonderful when I see men my age and women too, all of a sudden they're starting to see a path to retirement. They're seeing a path to putting their kids through school. When I see a guy making his first $100,000 or his first $1 million, it's really, really, it feels good. It's something I can feel good about, and that's what I want to feel. That's how I want to go out, right? I want to go out feeling good about myself and what I've done for my fellow human beings. Thanks for watching, and watch this and try to get in a webinar. You'll see this next thing. This is it for my webinars. You can get in a webinar almost any time, but go to flipanythingusa.com and watch this, and we'll see you later. You want to learn how to make millions of dollars in real estate? I've made tens of millions over my lifetime, and I'm showing people how to do it. Get in my free webinar. I have it every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. Go to the link below, flipanythingusa.com/webinar. Sign up for it. You can talk to me face-to-face if you want. Don't waste any time. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. You don't want to miss my channel. I've been doing it for years.